Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. I know it's been a minute. I've been really busy. We have been on vacation and we had a trip planned for a while to go visit my wife's brother and his family out in Madrid, Spain. And the last time I've been to Spain been years ago when I was on a ship back in the old days. So anyway, the last time I've been out there was probably well, went to Rota. But anyway, it was good to go out there to see Spain. If you've never been to Madrid, it's a cool place. Go check it out. We did that Toledo, which is like the old capital, and then went up to San Sebastian, which is neat. Very beautiful spot. And then up to Bordeaux, France. So just fancy way of day drinking. So anyway, I got to go to the wine capital of the world. Check that out. So good times, but now we're back, and now it's time to get the podcast going a little bit more, and hopefully get one more trip out to Glamis if we can. Starting to heat up, but it looks like next week. I mean, it's the 18th right now, but next week looks pretty nice. There might be a couple days in there, even the weekend. So that might be the last great shot to go to Glamis for the rest of the year. So if you get a chance, go out there and do it, man. It should be a good time. But yeah, just been yeah, an interesting week. So me and my wife, we just finished up a 3-day fast, which it has been years since I've ever tried to put myself through something like that. And quite honestly, if you do it, it sucks. All right. So it's one of those things. If you do it, don't go in total cold turkey. Or if you do, it's fine too. That's exactly what we did. We went cold turkey right into a fast. Figured after the vacation, when you just, you know, uh, detox a little bit and get diet back under control. And like even tonight, trying to take it easy with a little low calorie cocktail. But doing what we can. But it was a good experience because honestly, it wasn't that bad. The mornings were great. It was towards, lunchtime, like you started to get hungry, pound a ton of water, and then by the evening, you're just cranky, real irritable because you just want to eat. I just even had a habit. So then you're just pounding more water to not be hungry, and then you're just waking up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom because you drank all the water. So anyway, vicious cycle, got through it, which is pretty cool because it dropped like 8 pounds in 3 days. So if you ever get a chance to do it, try it out. A little bit's come back because you're eating again, but really not a bad experience. Just not the most pleasant. But anyway, going on from that, um, trying to catch up on a little bit of what's been going on. So one thing like Glamis Coffee is really busy right now. So we have a lot going on with the site. I'll get into that in a minute. Um, the last thing that we really did out in Glamis was OSR weekend, Old School Roundup. So if you've never been to that, really cool thing. Scott Ellis puts that on, and it is a fun event. And we had some buddies out there working it, and we got pretty low in the washes, so we could just take my buddies had some 70s that they rode over, which is pretty cool. Then I had my Banshee, which this thing's just an ongoing problem. All right. So the Banshee, everyone's seen my 92. They got balled up after I rebuilt it all. But anyway, kind of residual from that wreck was a bent axle. I didn't notice it until we got out there and actually got to ride it a little bit. So the axle's messed up, but still enough to get out to the roundup, let some kids sit on it. But on the way back, um, I had a chain whack. So don't know what happened. Chain came apart, balled up, and I have a case saver on it, and it did its job, but it did break a little bit of the top off. But anyway, really broke my heart to see the Banshee with some chain whack. So we'll see how much I want to get into that later on. If I want to split the case and go to the next level, or just put another case saver on it, just let it ride. That's probably what I'll do for a minute. So anyway, the Banshee's back in the garage. I took the old case saver off and cleaned it up a little bit, and now I got a new case saver coming. Need to put an axle on it, so next season it'll be ready to go. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, that's kind of what happened with the old school roundup. But honestly, it was a great time, and it was definitely an event that Glamis Coffee was able to contribute to. We donated some bags to for the raffle, which was great. So someone got that and just got to try some good coffee. I don't know, should have them reach out, tell me how they liked it. So anyone who has drank our coffee, please let me know. Send me some reviews and some, yeah, just some reviews and what you liked about it, what bag you liked the most, what roast you like the most, and that way I can put you on the website, send a picture, and we'll put it on up there. So we want all the testimonies we can, just let people know exactly what they think of the coffee and how they liked it. But that was Old School Roundup, and to finish off that weekend, I met up with Brian from Glamis Veterans. He was out on the pad they're on out there on Gecko, and we hung out that night, and we're all talking, and we're like, "Hey, how about we uh, link up together?" So Brian told me he was one to do pretty much all the main points out in Glamis. He was like, "Hey, I want to do a big ride tomorrow. Hit everything from Olds all the way down to China Wall and back." I'm like, "Cool." So he invited me along for that trip, and some other friends who weren't able to make it, but I met him over at Olds at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we had the place all to ourselves. I saw maybe two or three other people in Glamis the entire time, and it was on Monday following that event, and we had some rough wind. I mean, it was beating the hell out of us, like left and right. It was rough. And come Monday morning, it was amazing. Beautiful, pristine sand and no wind, and it was like 70 degrees outside. It was absolutely perfect. And I put my Insta 360 up, and Brian took the lead and just took off, and we barely stopped for anything. And I literally got over an hour and a half of footage on my 360. I think is after it's all cut down, I have about an hour and 10 minutes of video. And I was just going to make like a 3-minute video, just something cool to kind of recap the ride. And as I was editing it, I realized it's pretty rare to get a ride with pristine dunes, just and you're all by yourself. It wasn't even busy, so it's just really majestic out there. And I realized as I was editing it, it's a pretty rare sight to see. So I was like, you know what? Let me just make one long video of this and then throw some music over the top, but threw some house music over it. And I think it sounds good. It's fun to listen to and it's easy to listen to. Now, the other thing is, all you got to do is just mute it, put some other music over the top, and jam out whatever you want. But the main reason I did this is I would go to bars and see like old surfing videos in the background, and I would just get hypnotized by it. And I always thought how cool it would be to have a video of just dune riding in the background. Just something you could see, like even if you're at a party or barbecue or whatnot, for our type of crowd anyway, to have this stuff in the background just rolling. So anyway, if you go to Glamis Coffee's YouTube channel, you'll see, it's not under the podcast, but under videos, you'll see the Great Glamis Reset. And that's me and Brian out there. But cool video. Just thought I'd share that with you. That's one of the cool things that came out of that weekend, besides me breaking my Banshee all over again. So anyway, thought I'd share that with you guys. So let's see what else we could talk about that. Oh, another fun thing from this. I don't know if this I might be getting myself in trouble by putting this out there. I don't know how much of a secret it is, but on Mondays, um, what is it? The Alamario Country Store out in Brawley is phenomenal. On Mondays, they have steak night. So we went out and got some steaks, and it's such a cool place because you have to be 21 and older to get into it. It's like a bar, but it doesn't feel like a bar. You walk into it and you got like a pool table. You have, of course, a bar, but it just feels more like it's like a butcher shop in its own kind of way. And that's essentially what it is. So you walk into this place and you cook your own steak. So they're literally, they got this big old slab of meat and they're cutting off like 2-inch thick cuts of ribeye right there. So you take that out and you ask for, steak and two sides. So you go on the grill outside, everyone's out there cooking their own steak. So cook your own steak, you season it, whatever you want to do with it. Cook it right on the spot, get your two sides and eat it. It's like $35 and you can't beat it for, it's fresh beef right from the farm. So one of the coolest things I ever found out, but most people don't really stick around for Monday. So mostly it's just a local kind of spot. So anyway, probably shouldn't have put that out there, but something kind of fun. So if you're ever in Brawley on a Monday, this is the best thing they got going for them. So check it out. But anyway, that was from the Old School Roundup. We had a blast. It's always great to see those people. So anyway, a lot of cool rides, a lot of fun stuff. And I didn't get to see any other events because I know they had the annual father-daughter Glamis trip few weeks after that, it was a scorcher. Um, and we contributed some bags for that. And obviously, I did the interview with Larry before to help push some awareness to the event. So it seems like they all had a great time. So really happy for those guys. And yeah, this should be, hopefully it's not as hot next year for them. But anyway, from that, it looks like pretty much everyone's season is over. So hopefully get a couple more rides in there. I think next week is supposed to be nice. And I've seen a couple days in there that's, low 80s. So I might try to get out to Glamis, hit up a few days. We'll see what happens. But anyway, it's something definitely on my mind. But right now, I want to talk about what's going on with Glamis Coffee. We've been very busy. It seems like obviously I went on vacation, but trust me, it wasn't like I was just on vacation the whole time. There's a lot of stuff in the background going on. So we're getting a complete overhaul of the Glamis Coffee website. When we initially built this website, it was to get a direct funnel to, hey, this is what we are, this is what we do, and this is how you purchase coffee and how you get it shipped to you directly. So with that, it was still, we didn't have a lot of data. We didn't have a lot of pictures and uh, recordings to help build this site up because we essentially started it during the summertime. So now we have a whole season's worth of pictures and video, and we can do this a lot better now. So we got a team of people on it, and this one guy's building a site. We have other people helping us with ads. So for the website itself, it's getting completely redone, and it should be done probably next week or two. And when that happens, I'll definitely throw it on Instagram, let everyone know, hey, go to the site. Our regular site's still working, it's still functional, and you can still purchase coffee from it. But anyway, you'll know here pretty soon. When we swap over to the next one, it'll be a little flashier. And by all means, come there, get some more coffee. And you can see right behind me, we got still bags of, or not bags, boxes of sweaters that I got to ship off to my brother in law, Joe. Because when you do work from the website, there's the sweaters going to be going to you too. So a lot of stuff going on. Now, as far as the ads, you guys might see a bunch of ads getting pushed out. And right now we're testing all the ads. And like right now we had Spirit of 79 and we've pushed out a bunch of ads for that. And you might see them. If you like it, great. Like it, share it, because we're taking all of that data and it's getting compiled to let us know, hey, these ads are working, these ones aren't. Then we can kind of refine this process and hopefully get it out to the right people that enjoy coffee, enjoy Glamis, that like coffee, and hopefully get this thing growing because the whole point is get it as big as possible because the more money we can make from this, the more we can contribute to Glamis veterans. And if you guys didn't know, a dollar of every bag we sell goes back to Glamis veterans. And because that's one of the best nonprofits I've ever heard of and the great guys that run it. And tell you, there's not a better place I'd rather have my money go to or our money go to, put it that way. And so it's great to be able to contribute to that. And also, with us contributing Glamis Veterans also contributes to other events that are going on in Glamis as well. So, and then we're trying to contribute as much as we can, especially just starting out. So, we've already been able to give for the annual father daughter Glamis trip, and then also to the old school roundup. So, this was a big learning process for us for this year, just getting involved and just spreading the word as much as we can. So anyone who's contributed and bought from Glamis Coffee, thank you very much. We totally appreciate that. Without you guys, obviously we wouldn't be able to do anything with this. So with that, we're excited about the ads. So we'll see how that goes because that's just a kind of a fun creative process, and I like the creative side of the business as well, from designing the bags and everything that we got. And we'll still try to figure out a way to make this grow and just keep it going. So thank you guys very much for that. Now, with the season almost over, what are you guys doing? What you getting into? Hopefully you got other hobbies that keep you busy. I know a lot of the Glamis crowd are also the water crowd. So this is probably coming up on boating season. So hope you guys are out there getting ready to get out to Lake Havasu and a few other spots like that. And I definitely want to get out there and do that more myself. I'm not much of a was never much of a lake person. I've been bouncing around most of my life. So never got really into the lake scene, but sure would like to. My brother's got a boat up in Washington. So I'll have to go visit him and, we'll probably got to have a zoo eventually. But right now I'm gearing up for trail season. And I have a Forerunner. It's old third gen, but it's built pretty well. And I put 34 and a half, see like 317s on it, and it's rubbing like crazy. So I have some upper control arms on the way that should be able to adjust it, move those tires forward so keep the rubbing out of it. And then we'll throw the rooftop tent and some more trails out here because I'm out in San Diego, so we'll probably like um, some up near Julian, where it's still cooler. Still got some time to hit Ansporiega and a few other spots, so I don't know, it might be get too hot out there. But anyway, we'll hit some more spots out there and do some more trail riding, which I'm excited for that. And one thing we do want to do with Glamis Coffee is give a recap for the year. So I'm compiling a video, and I'll probably put it at the tail end of this, where we're going to give you kind of the highlights of how this whole season started. And it's been really great, all the way from us meeting everyone from Glamis veterans, going to the event, basically putting up our our booth, and we're out there for at the very beginning when you had the Glamis veterans event, and after that, it was every main holiday we were there for, and it's very special to us. And we have a great camp, and they've supported us, and it has been a wonderful time. And we're just getting stoked for next year. All right, next season is going to be a big thing for us because now we're going to be fully up and running. I mean, we're up and running, but I think we'll be pushing a lot harder this year. So I'm excited for that, and we're going to make this thing fun. So anyway, I'm not going to bore you guys with anything else. It's really just me just giving you a recap of what's going on. And I definitely am going to have more people on here from different areas because we only talk about sand so much. All right. Because obviously not sand season right now. And it's tying off of that. So I'm going to start gathering people from other areas and different hobbies. They're still in the same realm. Like obviously we got people from Moab. I was up in Colorado for 3 years, and I got a buddy that's going to be on, and we're going to talk about all the trails and all the different things you can do in Colorado. And quite honestly, it's one of the most magical states I've ever lived in my life. Super cool place. So I'm going to get people on from all these different areas, and we're going to talk about it. And hopefully you'll enjoy that. And if there's anything you want to hear about, then by all means, let me know. We'll get some people on here and love to bullshit with them, talk to them about all the different things that they're into and all the different stories they got. Because every hobby's got a cool story, right? No matter what it is, there's something about it. I used to have this philosophy that there's something cool about what people are doing. All right. You may not understand it at first, but once you get out there and you see what the big thrill is, I'm an adrenaline junkie. Anything to get my heart pounding, I'm all about it. From kayaking, skydiving, all of it. I got to lucky enough to jump out of a bunch of planes while I was in the Navy, and I love that stuff. And I'm like, oh, you're going to pay me to throw me out of a plane? Let's go. So I love that shit. So when you talk to people that are mountain bikers, like downhill racing, there's something about it that, all these different hobbies, you know, most hobbies you can get into for a few $1,000s. I mean, you can get into them pretty cheap too. But it's just not as, I guess, as safe or fun, depending on what it is. You can take a bicycle down a mountain, but if you had a nice built mountain bike, it's going to be a lot smoother ride. Just like we can take a dirt bike through the dunes, but you know, four wheels or a little smoother than two. So, but that's kind of like with camping. I used to tell people it's really just how comfortable do you want to be. You can literally show up with a sack and sleep under a car if you wanted to, and I've done it. But or you could show up with a full Taj Mahal and you're living good. So it just depends on how comfortable you want to be. But I love to hear people's stories that do things that are uncomfortable. And there's the comfortable rides, and there's something to be said about having fun, just getting the shit beat out of you on something that's uh, a little less capable. But anyway, I love talking to people. I love hearing about their stories and the different hobbies they have, and I think you guys probably would too. So I'm going to get a lot more people on and hopefully get some more stories for you. But if there's anything you want to hear about, or you got some buddies who are into some really cool stuff, by all means, send me a DM on Facebook, Instagram, um, or email me. basicglamouscoffee@gmail.com. You can get a hold of me there. But anyway, um, hope you guys had a great weekend, and I will talk to y'all later. But take care.